Okay, everyone. I can't wait to introduce you to Lillian Blackford. Hello, Lillian.
Hello, Rock Tribe.
Aw. So Lillian is 13 and beautiful and a woman of God. So Lillian, tell us one fun thing about yourself that you like to do that's a hobby.
Well, I love reading. I probably would like any book you put in front of me, and I would
Wow.
enjoy reading it.
So I watched you walk around the big house, and honestly, you almost always had a book in your hand. And you loved our library. We had this, we have this lending library. Man, you just like moved into that place.
Yeah, it
I
was pretty
love it.
fun.
It's pretty fun. So you just we're gonna have to get it all shored up for you when you get back here this year. We're pretty pumped. So Lillian, what has happened in your life that would be a God story that you'd like to tell those watching?
Well, I'd like to share my experience with breakthrough and shame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a big one.
yeah, it's definitely a big one.
So what happened? When did you experience the shame? How did it come into your life? And then how did you deal with it?
Well, I kind of it was I felt shame to an extent whenever I felt someone wasn't pleased with me. And I tried to change myself to fit what I thought was expected or right.
Okay,
And I would say or do things that maybe I wouldn't agree with or I wouldn't have done originally just to be liked. Like
I got
especially in
you.
the US around girls my own age, I would try to fit in with what they were doing, obviously. And I was trying to be normal when in reality no one's normal. Yeah, that's what.
And what would you feel in your physical body when you were feeling shame?
Well, my eyes would feel weird. Like I want to close my eyes almost.
Mm.
Like I'd have it.
They feel heavy, maybe?
They'd feel heavy, and I have to kind of keep them opened.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
That makes total sense because shame we want to hide. And so the quickest way to hide is to close your eyes. Ever played it, kid goes, you can't see me, I'm embarrassed, I don't want to be seen. And so you felt your conscience, it sounds like your conscience was sort of saying, Lillian, why are you not acting your true self? Why are you trying to be someone else? And that was embarrassing. It's like, I'm bending to peer pressure. And I'm feeling that fear of maybe fear of rejection. Would that be true?
Yeah.
But
So
also
I'm not fitting.
even in our family, because my journey in mothering, for many of her early years, I created a situation that made it easy for her to fall into people pleasing, to please me, so that she, yeah, that's a different story and a different YouTube talk. But anyway, so it was also, she came by it honestly.
Yeah, and so you were set up, and honestly, I'm a firstborn, you're a firstborn, and firstborns feel a lot of pressure to be the example, to be the good person, to perform. So a lot of pressure in a missionary family as the firstborn, and it's like you can't win. So there's all this pressure to be good.
But you can win. And I keep going with
Well, yeah. So now it's all hitting you. The burden of this performance. I'm not myself. Now what happens? How do you handle this shame?
Well, our family dynamic regarding shame changed. Maybe my mom did the Lift program, and my parents did Thrive. The Thrive, the first one. I don't know what that's called.
Yeah, Thrive Track 1.
Thrive Track 1. And our family dynamics slowly started changing. I don't know how long ago, like a couple years.
Yeah, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah, year and a half. And then, like, kind of during that process, I had a dream about my grandma, which she's a narcissist. Her life is consumed by shame, hiding, and lying. So I don't even really know who she is, because she's just pretending the whole time. So in my dream, I dreamt that I was a little girl, and she was like 3 or 4 years old, and she was asking me like all the normal questions that adults ask when they're trying to get to know a little kid, like what's your favorite color, and she found out that I was learning to read, and she was like, wow, that's so exciting that you're learning to read. You're so smart and so pretty. You're gonna be just like me when you grow up. And so while she was saying these things, I could, if I looked into her eyes, I could hear her thoughts. If that makes sense. So she was
Just give a couple of.
she was mad about my uncle. She was mad at my uncle about something. She was mad at my mom for not bringing me to see her enough, and for saying I couldn't have any more like ice cream or cake. And she thought, oh, next time I'm not going to listen to Tricia, and I'll just sneak her some more. And I remember my 3-year-old self thinking, oh gosh, why isn't she listening to my mom? This is not good. And I was really uncomfortable and confused. And then I woke up in the middle of the night, and I turned on my LED lights, the little ones, and I thought I saw her face. I was really scared and kind of, uncomfortable. And so it kind of took me a while to get back to sleep.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I couldn't remember anything about the dream. I felt weird and kind of nervous and not, I don't know. I just didn't feel good.
Right.
Yeah. But I didn't remember it until Mom said something that just triggered my memory. And I was like, oh yeah, I meant to tell you about this dream. And so I told her all about it. And she was like, wow, we need to break off that vow.
The vow being when in the dream my mom had said to her, you're going to be just like me when you grow up. Like,
we call that a generational curse.
Obviously it was a dream, but I really think that it was a dream from God allowing us to understand something that probably actually did happen. So do you remember what happened after that?
Well, we prayed and broke it off, and y'all prayed over me.
And then do you remember in the moment having a difference in the way you felt some shame lift? And then what happened in the weeks and days to come after that?
I felt lighter, like it was easier to meet people's eyes, and my eyes weren't feeling heavy and like I was gonna close them, but I was lighter and I felt more free
to be yourself.
Now obviously it's been a journey, and so I've slowly been getting better after that, but that was a point where I did feel like kind of a little bit more dramatic change. Breakthrough.
This is profound, Lillian. So here's this young lady who's feeling the pressure from external pressure to perform. And then it's even reinforced by your grandmothers, like basically a curse saying, you need to conform to be like me. And in the context of your mom is beginning to be transparent and tell the honest truth about her struggles. So you are watching your own mother confess sin. And here's this beautiful, almost perfect mother telling you, I have addictions, I have issues. So now the pressure is lifting. Like you can be yourself in an atmosphere of transparency and vulnerability. Are you tracking with me? So a number of things are happening at the same time. Your mom is lifting off this performance thing because she's being transparent. And the Lord is saying, get out from underneath this pressure, Lillian. I want to move from the inside out, not the outside in. See, religion basically says, here's all the rules, and you got to be Miss Goody Two-Shoes. You got to be Miss Good missionary girl. But the kingdom says, I want you to feel the love of God inside you, not the external pressure to perform, but the internal sense of being loved. And then as you grow in love, you can get to be your true self and not under this pressure to perform like a religious pressure. But your mom, I would say, helped open the door of that. Both your mom and dad have been starting to be, at least my experience is, way more humble and open and transparent. And so then God says, I want to lift this missionary pressure, this performance pressure off of my daughter so she can have fun being herself, her true self. Is that a good way of describing it, would you say? Does that help?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So in other words, and do you feel that pressure is lifting off so that you can live from the inside out without all this shame pressure performing?
Yeah, I do feel like that.
Yeah. That's pretty good
I think
for,
you would be comfortable to pray for people. Would you be comfortable to pray, especially for other young ladies your age to,
Right now.
yeah.
I
Is
think
that okay?
I would love you to pray, Lillian, and because this issue of shame, toxic shame, is a huge problem, and trying to conform to some, peer pressure. This is major in our world, and so if you can help pray, this could break off of other people watching. This illegal shame.
Yeah. Yeah, Lord, I pray that you would just bless the people watching, and I pray that you would help break off their shame, and that they wouldn't feel pressure to be like other people or to not be themselves, that they would feel like they're free to just be themselves and do what they would have done and be free in their personality and not, or like their dressing choices or anything really. I pray that you would just make it so that they're not ashamed or embarrassed of themselves or their family, that you would just clear that up.
Amen.
Amen. Lillian, that hit deep. This is a deep topic, and I'm just really so proud of you for opening your heart to the Lord like this. That's a big deal. So let's say goodbye to everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. Blessings, everyone. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.